As a send-off for 2019, I'm going to throw this little indie a bone and review it. But before that, I just want to quickly chronicle my journey with Shovel Knight. I received a copy of the game as a gift from a former classmate that is now a League of Legends esports player. Funny how life works out. I really enjoyed what is now known as Shovel of Hope. It's this classic feeling platformer that was challenging, fun, and had great music. After I had beaten it, I waited for the first expansion. When it came out, I think Yacht Club surprised everyone by essentially remaking the game for an entirely different playstyle. Plague of Shadows redid every level to fit the new character and even added a whole new album of music. All of this was added for free to the base game a year later. That initial $25 price was basically highway robbery as you stole from Yacht Club. Then, 2 years later, we get the magnificent Spectre of Torment, as it was a completely new game. Instead of just remixing what was already there, all the levels were made from scratch. The story acted as a prequel to the original Shovel of Hope campaign, and yes, there was a whole nother album added too. Spectre of Torment rivals that original campaign because of how good it feels to play. If you don't want to drop the $40 for all of it together, then grab it for $10. But that leads us to King of Cards. I had to wait another 2 years for this game to come out, and those 2 years were very painful. Since Yacht Club announced it way too early, they actually took pre-orders for the Amiibo collection, which I got. The purchase is slightly ironic as I have the game on Steam and not on any Nintendo platforms, but whatever. King of Cards. It's another platformer that takes inspiration from days of old, but its gameplay and level design have no sign of age. Yacht Club continues their impressive streak of immaculate level design as it feels like they have no peers. They take a departure from the rest of the games in the series by blowing the level count out of the water. Instead of the classic Shovel Knight formula where you have a good number of decent length levels, King of Cards doubles the count while cutting individual length by 60%. This creates the longest of the new games by taking twice as long to beat. I spent 11 hours beating King of Cards, and I even skipped a couple of bits at the end. But what else is there to this newest entry? Well, they added a newly minted card game. Yes, King of Cards actually refers to the in-world card game Joustus. It's a game that has you push cards around a board, and the best part is, it's completely optional. You don't need to play a single match if card games aren't your thing, but I tried to play as many matches as I could. You get a deck after beating your first boss, and can collect cards from players that you defeat. You might even find some cool additions to your deck while platforming around if you stumble upon the right chest. King of Cards caught me off guard when it was revealed that the story for the game takes place in between Spectre of Torment and Shovel of Hope, a detail that doesn't affect gameplay in any way, but is interesting. So let's get to the meat of the game. You play as King Knight, a guy in a costume who visits his mother to buy health upgrades. This mama's boy dreams of becoming a ruler and acts like it has already happened. His main ability is to dash, but when combined with a twirl becomes deadly. At first it didn't seem like this would be enough to build on, but those geniuses at Yacht Club found ways to make platforming very exciting. You combo together moves to get to secret areas and are rewarded with loot. Other times, collectibles lie at the end of perilous hallways filled with extreme challenges. The items to help you through your journey are back and become very important when trying to get through difficult sections or finishing off a difficult boss. Their variety allows for many different use cases like floating in a bubble, doing a ton of damage, or even negating damage. But let's go back to those bosses. Bosses have always been a key part of Shovel Knight games, and this time around, a couple get some facelifts. Like when you first fight Spectre Knight, he isn't the floaty guy you see in Shovel of Hope. He's the same guy you play in his own game. This alteration allows for his whole moveset and attacks to be changed. Most of the boss fights from familiar characters have become optional though. The story implements new fights from brand new characters. The end boss is also changed up to be something from a Kirby game, or that big guy from Mario Odyssey. Anyway, that concludes the Shovel Knight saga, probably one of the best games released, period. I don't think that King of Cards is better than Spectre of Torment, but it is really good and tons of fun. It's been an amazing 5-year journey for the game, but now it's finally over. But there is a battle mode that they added to the game for free, which also comes with its own campaign, and it seems... Oh my god.
Oh my god. It's been 2 years.